All right, look. All I'm asking you is just follow me. Just follow this path for a minute. What we're doing is we're throwing, because see, Christianity comes from Gnosticism. Gnostic Christians were before it, and where we are now is just Christianity. Okay? And all we're doing is identifying. Okay? We're not saying that we're horrible people. We're not saying we're bad. What we're looking at is we're looking to see and to get a better understanding of how much that we've been led out of where we all pretty much were. Because even if you throw this away, this phrase right here, then you're going to have all this right here on all the continents. Just these. We're just throwing these out there. So all the people, God's children, as we've been taught, we are connected. But what we have to do is this. We have to identify something, guys. Look, these people right here, the Roman Empire, that it never fell. It never went anywhere. It looked like it, but it didn't. Okay? It's the Vatican. It's who it is. And what the Vatican has done is this. They say for 2,700 years this has been in the making. And remember, you have, those of you watching this that's never seen any of my videos, Scripture is your anatomy as well. It's your anatomy. And in the Council of Nicaea in 325, they took it out. They took out the whole big shebang that it is us as well. And the zodiac. It's all in it. It's there. But see, they own all the mega churches. They own the world. Okay? And what we have to do is just look. There's no sense in getting upset. Okay? The main thing is because this won't be the first time that you've ever been lied to. Some of y'all's been cheated on and you've burnt houses down and shit. Cars, keyed them up. It's nothing new to you. But to identify it. Okay? Because what slowly over time. Because see, the kings and queens of the world, the only reason they're allowed to be kings and queens is because they give them authority to be kings and queens of that land. They own everything. They own the world. They own it all right now. Okay? And when we look at Gnostic Christianity, Gnosticism is to know. That's all that is knowledge. Okay? And when you do look at Scripture, it talks about there's my handiwork, nobody pays attention. See, they had knowledge of the heavens. They had knowledge of the mineral salts within our bodies that they've taken out slowly through obesity, alcoholism, gluttony, pharmakia, sorcery, food addiction, television, careers, and so on. Because they know that when you disconnect a source that we are, because we're electric, we're magnetic, our pineal gland is a yellow-like substance and it's connected to the sun. The pituitary is a yellow milk-like substance and it's connected to the moon. Positive, negative. Okay? And those nerves, when they come down, they'll cross and go down, and this fluid within us, the more that we are here, the more that it's our electric current, the currency, because we've got a portal on our head that y'all don't know about. And the more you're out there, in the right manner and not to get burnt during certain seasons, but the more, because your fingertips and your toes, the more we're connected to the earth, barefooted or walking, hemp, whatever natural, the more rubber that we have. What does rubber do? It disconnects it. Okay, and I'm not saying go run around and be a hippie. We're identifying things. So what we do is they know that electricity, they created the whole concept of electricity in your house comes from us. Positive and negative, red and blue. Red, white, and blue, United States. So the concept of electricity comes from us. Okay, and what gives us the electricity? Well, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. all this stuff that plants, all this stuff that's from the earth, that's raw, that's real, that's electric, it's vibrant, it's made up of the same properties we are. And they've taken that and slowly made us this. And what I mean by here in shape is in all ways is this. You control the fear that you have because you're not watching this, creating fear, watching the news, creating fear, creating all this stuff that's not good for the mind, because they know that. They created the television, the technology, and all that. Images. The word image comes from imagination. So the images that you see is the imagination that they're filling with our heads, other than the real stuff, because we've been disconnected. We're going to cut all this out and just go with this. And see, these alkaline substances, some of y'all out there, cancer can be cured. It's a big business for these people. Death is a big business, because the more of this going on, the more cancer, the more addictions, the more food addictions, the more everybody's got to go to there. The more treatment you got to get, you got to go there. In the hospitals. And then all that shit, it all goes back to them. This would go to what? God. See? All this. And then all this. Because this is where we're at. Denying these passions right here is, in Revelation it says, he that overcometh. It's referenced 9 times. He that overcometh. And that's talking about your carnal natures. He that overcometh. It's talking about your shitty living. And you're not taught that. Because they've created everything under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. This is nothing new for these people. We're in an age change. At the end of Matthew, it says, I'm going to be with you till the end of the age. Okay? We're in Aquarius now. How do you know we ain't already in hell? Because, see, in order to sell all this right here, that's all it is. That. You've got to get that in you. All right? And who benefits from that? Well, them. And then it goes back to them because, see, the vaccine goes in and it corrupts our blood. Yeah. And Christ talks about how important the blood is. It's the oil within us. It's the mineral salts, potassium phosphate, caliphos, calimur, all these different substances that will cure headaches, cancers, and everything, but we got to strive for it. But over here, we don't have to do nothing. And these people have pushed us so far to over here to where we accept this, because it's a lie anyways. And we will not look because, oh, well, no, these people own everything. They own, the universities come from Phoenicia. Universities represent Saturn. They created the careers. They created the life. And they've been doing it for a long time. They own all the governments. They own all the militaries. They own the banks. The insurance companies are banks. See, because inside of us, we have a bank, these fluids, these mineral salts. Tithing comes from within. It ain't just, over here, you don't have to have no license to get married, to get a divorce, to get a job, to get a work permit or nothing. Over here, you got to have a license. You got to have a license to be a pastor, to be, Dude, I know some people out there so badass, buddy. My brother's mom's so badass on a computer, it's like, fuck. People don't get recognized for how talented they are because they don't have the credentials over here, because these people created this. Because here's the deal. You go learn you get a psych degree and addiction. Now you're counseling people, but you don't have any experience physically. That's the thing. And these people over here, you can get away with that. Over here, these people say, come here, what you been struggling with? Them drugs, them sorcery medications, because 2,000 years ago, they were doing the same shit to people. And they had to go in silent. And it wasn't just Christians going right around showing each other a fish symbol. The fish is actually within us. It's created within our solar plexus at 12 years old. Girls and boys around puberty. The same way an embryo is developed inside a woman. It's floating in that fluid. Little bitty embryo. Well, then a physical, psycho-spiritual seed is developed too within the solar plexus. And then it ascends up the spinal column and goes and crosses and creates this magnetic energy that we have no idea about, because the more that we do this, the more that the more that we're electrified, illuminated in the proper manner. And the more that we get over here, the more we're disconnected. Because they've been doing this for almost 1,700 years without the body in there. And it's not bad to learn what I'm talking about right here, because it's something to really ponder on. The way that all this was pushed, this, why wasn't there more careers in space? Why? Because they know that shit's not real. You have to be on all this because we've accepted something that everybody had to be part of in a free society, controlled. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people that had, when you could quit school a long time ago, that had third grade education. Some of these old men were millionaires. But then again, you have to go through the schooling in order to get set up for the careers. Because this is all created by them. All created by the empire. This is raw, wrong, ram. Yeah, that's what that is. And now we've got this. Check this out. Look. And what they've done is York, England was the powerhouse for a long time, right? Well, they transferred power to New York. See? Because it ain't these people, but it's whoever owns them. And that's what it is. And it's the Empire State, right? Empire State, right? And then we've got what? The Roman Empire. That's what it is. Dude, Memphis is an Egyptian term. They all call this, it's the Order of the Quest. You can look into that. I don't know how much you can find online. Order of the Quest. Manly P. Halls wrote a lot about that. But it's hard. It's hard to, when you come to a realization of like, holy shit, it's all theater. And then you're like, fuck me running. These people own everything. Dude, y'all that's following this far along, when I got those articles, think about that. I sent those coins into Fox News after we got those articles. And that shit blew up. And I said, give this coin to Trump because his brother's an alcoholic. And this coin to the general of the acting general of whatever, whoever it was General Kelly. And I said, lift up the nation, the EMTs, all the law, all the addicts and alcoholics. And I said, whatever comes in, we're going to create a huge fucking recovery center based around cannabis and hemp and smash the pharmaceutical industry. You think they're going to put my story out there? Hell no. They were like, they kept banking on me to crumble. But see, I sent them all my shit. Something, even Muscle and Fitness was like, dude, this is crazy. We ain't never had nothing like this sent in. And it's like, well, God works in mysterious ways, man. And we've got it all still, there to put together. But I couldn't do it on the list that I was talking about earlier. And little did I know that all that from that hospital bed right there would lead to this. to exposing this for what it is. That's insane. Dude, it's all, you've got the what? The Vatican Square, New York Square, Times Square, time implying Saturn, square, the mortarboard that you wear on when you graduate, black cap and gown, which is Saturn, Times Square, Saturn Square, the cube. It's all about Saturn. This is it's the synagogue of Satan. And it is. But now that you learned something, just try. You don't have to be perfect. Just try. If you're dealing with some emotions, just deal with it. Because once you start taking some of this back and you learn why you're deficient, why is my head hurting? Why is this and this? Get some shit 200 years old and they'll tell you what mineral salts to go to. And it fixes it. And they don't want you to know that. They want you to be the dumbest son of a bitch walking the earth. Yeah, don't ever go outside. We got it right here. Stay in there. Stay inside. Stay safe. Wear a mask. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it because, we don't have to be perfect, but the more that you strive each day, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, however long it takes, stay positive, and something will grab you eventually, and then you'll want more. Okay? This is called doing a hardcore 4-step inventory in AA, which they created down the line. That created all of it. All the secret societies, everything. All of it. All the governments. Every fucking thing you see is not even real. It's not real. It's fake as shit. All of it. Y'all are under heavy, heavy sorcery. Way out of your element. And I was too. But it's realer than real deal Holyfield. I can say that. And the pastors of these big churches know it's their job to keep you in line. These big mega structures and all the big cities. Y'all give them places a lot of money. And money's not even real. They created the money. They've done this before to governments, and they create all the civil wars, all the wars. They provide all the weapons and everything to all sides. And then whoever they want to crumble, they come in and say, we're going to help rebuild you, but it's our fucking way. And this is where we are. They own all the damn factories. The factory and the laboratory is your brain. Is where this substance I'm talking about goes in there. It's in the claustrum. And you got pia matter, gray matter, runs the cerebrum, the big daddy, and it comes out of the claustrum and goes down into the pineal and the pituitary. Your optic thalamus is there, and then it branches out and goes over the medulla oblongata through the cerebellum. When you're a baby, it's the pneumogastric nerve or the vagus nerve. Comes out of the brain. So that's your tree of life within you. And then those nerves start branching out. The 12 systems, branches out. And those are your disciples and your organs and all that. And all this shit in here, the more that we, pound it with just horrible stuff, the more that our disciples can't get along with each other, because this organ's working 3 times as hard to keep this organ going, and this organ's working harder to keep those two going. Then this one goes down, then this one's working really, really hard to keep that one going. And you're just taught, oh, don't worry about it. Here's some pills. Yeah, you can live with that. And they just kill the pain, and they want you to stay in the pain without you knowing that you're in the pain, and to make money. Because this is Satan, And I mean, I'm not saying quit whatever it is you're doing, and none of that. Just stay in what you're doing, because this is not the kind of shit you can go to somebody and be like, dude, have you fucking seen this guy's video? I'm serious. He broke that shit. There ain't nothing you can say about it. Because people will not look. They will not look. And there's nothing bad about it. Because the scripture's real. It's there. But generationally, preachers, pastors coming down, we've learned bad habits. And it's okay. Nothing bad for the ones that's dead and gone. It's like in working out. You get taught bad habits and you build off of that and you create, it hurts your anatomy somewhere. So we've hurt our spirituality by not challenging what Satan has just smothered us with. Nothing bad at all. And it's just standing up. Nobody's ever stood up to these fucking people. They're still human, but they've got some shit in them, and their subconscious generationally, that shit ain't protecting them whenever they're these leaders of lands and shit, when they got all these convoys around them. They're protecting that bloodline, because those bloodlines that we see are controlled by these people, and their whole life is scripted from day fucking one, and it's based around May the 1st, 5-1, Bavarian Illuminati. Everything you need to know, just go to that date, 1776, and then go to whatever date it is, anniversaries, whatever, and you'll find the numbers right there. Because they don't want us to know about the numbers, because then we'll put together that shit up there, the angles and all that. So anyways, I gotta go. I gotta get some sleep. I've been fighting that damn food poisoning. That shit kicked my ass. But it's a good thing I know about that shit, because for 15 hours I was down and I was like, hell no. I'm gone. But, I poisoned my body through overindulging in a big Mexican meal. And my body's, if I cheat, it's not a whole lot of calories, and it was a whole bunch. And I remember throwing up 15 hours after I ate it, and I was like, why hadn't my body digested that? Because the more I've studied now is a lot of the foods that we eat takes 7 days for it to digest, with the additives and everything in it, and the fake meats. And what that does is it causes fermentation within our anatomies, and it causes alcohol poisoning, inside of us. And that's what creates, through the obesity, the complications that they've allowed you to just have here. Because, when you die early, and you live a short life. And they don't want you to live long. And they don't want you to think. They don't want you to know anything that I'm trying to get through to you through me, that's being channeled through me. And you can't see it when we're under the influence of whatever it is that they want us to be doing. Whatever it is on television, that's where everybody goes. And it's a lie. It's a lie. I got your ass. I love you.